And from truthunity.net, strength is the energy of God, freedom from weakness, stability of character, power to withstand temptation, capacity to accomplish. Strength is physical, mental, and spiritual. All strength originates in spirit. The thought and the word spiritually expressed being the manifestation. Anne Frank said, "A quiet conscience makes one strong." Mother Teresa. Be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies. So Kathleen now will present the lesson, and Mary Fisher will do a meditation thereafter.
Thank you, Dimitri. Okay, power of strength. Ooh. How strong do you feel today? Whoa, look at that. Arms right up. I like it. I like it. I want to let you in on a little secret on how I do this. I work full-time at an earth job, 40 hours a week, called with the earthly people. And I'm in school. The muggles, yeah. and I'm in school for my Master's of Divinity degree. I'm taking 2 master's classes. Oh yeah, and I'm the spiritual leader of this church and preparing talks and you know, getting everything together for that and reviewing announcements, etc. So sometimes things kind of slip through the cracks. I will admit I'm not perfect. Shocker, I know. But the way I create my talks is this. I pick the topic. We know that this is the second Sunday of the month, so we've decided for this year we're going to do the talks on the power of the month. And so this month is strength, power of strength. And then I go and I look for quotes that Dimitri just read to you, things that speak to me when I put in the word strength or spiritual strength. And I just allow the universe to kind of bring it to me as to what I'm going to find and what I'm going to share with you. And then I put it on these 2 pieces of paper in big print so I can see. And I might throw in a couple of other bullet points here. And then I don't look at it again until now. It's a little scary doing talks that way. I will be perfectly honest with you. But it's worked so far, so I'm going to keep doing it. But what happens is, as Dimitri is reading the daily word that I chose, or the quotes, things keep popping up in my head. And if I try to nail it down and actually write a talk, you'll be missing out and I'll be missing out on what might creep in and up for me when I'm in the moment. And that's what this life is really all about. Everything happens in the moment, yes? Eckhart Tolle says that. Everything is in the now. So rather than cheat myself and you out of something that might be coming up for me, I just kind of like try to open my mind and my heart, and you get what you get in the moment. So I just thought that you should know that there is not a lot of planning involved here. What came up for me first and foremost was the daily word, what Dimitri read about this divine strength expressing through me as poise and confidence. How many times have I in the past wished that I had some poise and confidence? I know I'm standing up here in front of you right now, but it wasn't always this way. I was always very afraid to express myself in any way, shape, or form because I was afraid you weren't going to like me. I was going to say the wrong thing, I was going to do the wrong thing, and you would never have anything to do with me. And so I isolated a lot. And so I'm happy to say that through a spiritual practice, which I learned starting in Unity, I've come out of that. And what I want you, if you go away with nothing else today, I want you to go away with this affirmation: divine strength expresses through me as poise and confidence. And I'll go back to that towards the end of the lesson. You've already got all of the divine strength you need. Even when you don't feel like you have any divine strength whatsoever, you've got all that you need. You just need to bring your awareness back to, what am I? I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm going through this conversation in school with some of my classmates because we have to do an assignment on rewriting the principles to bring them into modern day language, right? And the first couple of principles are about God being absolute good, everywhere present. And the second principle is about there is a spark of divinity within us, and therefore we are inherently good because that divinity is within all of us. And so we're going through this conversation, and it's bringing up a lot of stuff for all of us. But the bottom line is that we already have that divinity inside. I just need to be reminded of that. I just need to remember that. Sometimes I get to remind other people of that. Right? Am I just going to church to say the words out loud? Yes, divine strength, I have it. Yes, I pray for poise and confidence. Yes, and then do I go home and then live completely differently? Or am I living from an awareness of those words that I'm saying here right now? It makes a big difference in your life experience, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Right? Okay. So Charles Fillmore is our co-founder of Unity. And he says, spiritual strength, which is the fruit of prayer and meditating on strength, is born in the silence of the soul. Okay. If you hang out at Unity long enough, you'll understand that the main theme in Unity is go within. Go within, go within. You ever see that commercial on TV recently? Free, 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 free. I don't even know what the commercial's for, but it's free, 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 free. And okay, so Unity is go within, go within, go within, go within, go within, go within. Oh, and go within, right? Yeah. It's all found inside the silence of the soul. I love his wording. It's just poetic to me. But your spiritual strength is the fruit of prayer meditation on strength. Okay. So, we heard some of the things of what strength is. Come on. There we go. The strength can be referred to as the energy of God, or freedom from weakness. Stability of character. Oh, that's a good one. Anybody in your life that's not seeming so stable these days? Right? Stability of character, power to withstand temptation, and capacity to accomplish. Keep in mind that what I have said to you is that you have an infinite supply of strength within you already. If you have dreams, if you have goals, if you have ideas, it can all be accomplished because you do have the strength and the capacity to do this. What do you need to do? There you go. Out loud. There you go. Good. Yeah, go within. Right, right.
Free, free.
I love this group. Yes, so in order to tap into any of the 12 powers that we refer to, some of them are faith and love and wisdom, right? Understanding. There's a power called power. The power of power. That sounds exciting, right? Show up in May, second Sunday of May. Yeah, it's there. I can tap into it. When I am feeling weak, when I am feeling like I just don't have it in me to do one more research paper or look up one more idea for this teacher that wants the impossible, I do have the capacity to do it. But no one is really going to convince me of that except for me. You can tell me all day long how wonderful I am, and you do. You bless me with this beautiful feedback. But if I'm not believing it, it's not going to do me much good, right? The other side of the coin is if you have someone in your life who's telling you things that aren't so nice, things that are negative, and you take what they're saying and you make it your own truth, again, that can have an effect on what's going on with you. But we have that strength, we have that ability, a faculty, whatever you want to call it, the power of strength to overcome. So, it's all there. This is the good news, is that you don't have to wait to get enough strength. You don't need to wait to get enough courage or enough hope or enough love or enough anything, because you've already got it. So if you were to attack life, and I mean that in a good way, if you were to attack life from that awareness, imagine what your life would look like. Right? It may look pretty amazing now, but come on. Battery might be wearing out on this. Oops, there we go. Okay, so in the book Power Up, which is the book written by Paul Hasselbeck, who is one of the Unity ministers, who is also a teacher, he says, strength is the ability to endure, stay the course, last, not as in be last, but last, like endure. Be persistent, persevere, and be stable. I want to bring attention to that last phrase, be stable. I'll be honest with you, there was a time in my life when you would have said, she's not that stable. And I'm sure we've all gone through challenges where we have felt completely out of whack, off balance, never going to be stable again, right? And so this is telling me that strength is the ability to be stable. I can be stable. When I don't feel like I am, I can go to this. Just the idea of knowing this to be true, even if I'm not feeling it, this brings me back into a hopeful state. Right? Now, I've gotten myself in the practice of asking myself, do you really believe this? I'll read something in one of my books for school or not for school, maybe for here, and I'll read it and I'll go, do I really believe this? Am I really this amazing? I am, because you are too. Okay? So, when I see the amazing things that you do, I'm telling you, you should see it from this side sometimes. The smiles on your faces, or the look of peace when you're in meditation is just amazing. You know, that's a blessing for me to get to observe that, to see it, because you can see spirit kind of moving through here. So, going back to being stable, if I'm not feeling steady on my feet, and I read it just up a little bit on the power of strength, it helps to bring me back. It helps to center me just a little bit so that there's some hope. Am I making sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just want to bring up a couple of things, and then we're going to bring Mary up to do the beautiful meditation. If you have an underdeveloped power of strength within, that looks like you can't complete a project. You ever had that happen to you? You start something and then you move on to something else, and then you move on to a third thing, and and you never seem to finish anything. Or some of us have people in our lives who are like that, right? They really struggle with finishing. That's the underdeveloped power of strength. It's not quite there yet. Doesn't mean they don't have enough strength. I cannot repeat this enough. Languaging is very important. It does not mean that the person doesn't have enough strength, it means that they're not utilizing it. It's already there, which is great news, because in a split second you can change. And you can tap in. Right? Yeah. An overdeveloped sense of strength, stubborn, unduly forceful, a little bit of obsessive compulsive. That's what the overdeveloped power of strength looks like. Okay, again, it's nothing bad. What it is too much. Maybe my ego is into it too much. Right? I gotta step back just a little bit. Again, you have the perfect amount of strength within you. So you don't have to think, oh no, I've got too much, now what am I going to do? You know, it's not like a faucet, you don't turn it on and off. It's just, it's there. You just need to tap into the divinity of it. And let the divine force within you guide you. I trust that divine energy flow more than I can possibly put into words. I can't describe that adequately enough for you. But I'm not alone. We all have it. We're all on the same equal ground here. Okay. So I go back to this. Divine strength expresses through me as poise and confidence. Divine strength expresses through you as poise and confidence. It's not arrogance, right? It's not overconfidence. It's not trying to cover up for anything. It is a genuine poise and confidence that each and every one of us has. Think of what life is going to look like living from this awareness. You may not feel like you got much of anything out of this talk that I just gave. And you may feel like you did get something. But the seed has been planted. Anytime you go to any talk, I'm not talking just about here, but anytime you hear a spiritual speaker or inspirational, motivational speaker, the seeds are being planted. And then they're going to come up for you, and you're going to think, oh, poise and confidence. Who would have thunk it? Me? No way. Yeah. I can tell you what a dear friend of mine used to say all the time to some people. I was going to this group, and we were just kind of, sort of similar to a mastermind group, but she would tell my friends all the time, and this was horrible because I really didn't take it as a compliment. She said, if Kathleen can do it, anybody can. I'm not making that up. That's exactly what she said. 3 years in a row. It was terrible. But she was kind of right. I just didn't like looking at it, right? Kathleen can do it, anybody can. So here you are. If I can do it, you can do it, that's for sure. We're all on equal feet. We're all connected. Remember what I say, that connection does not ebb and flow. I'm not 50% connected to you today and 75% to you today and 100% to you. It doesn't shift. It's 100% all the time. All it takes is my awareness, my remembering. That's all it takes. Think about it. Poise and confidence, my friends. What's the world going to look like when we show up like that? Yeah. I see it. And so it is. Amen. Amen. I'm going to call Mary up now, and she's going to lead us in a meditation.
Hello, everyone. All right, just sit where you are. And, take anything off your lap. It's there. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and take a deep breath and exhale. And as you do, just let the chair hold you. Forget about anything you have to do today. You're just here right now. And let these words absorb. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. Strength is the ability to endure, stay the course, and persevere. The disciple is Andrew. He represents the ability that lies at the foundation of our true character. And the corresponding color is a light green, location on the body is the small of the back. Strength is not simply a physical quality. As with all the 12 powers, it expresses itself on 3 levels, each complementing the others in this life expression on the earth plane. In the physical realm, strength is vitality, endurance, and the ability to persist. In the mental area of expression, strength is the quality of mind which enables one to lead, to accomplish, to follow through on decisions, and to establish purposes in life, to hold firm to spiritual principles in our daily living. It expresses itself as stability of character. The highest expression, and the one that should determine the direction of strength in other realms, is the spiritual realization of this quality. Here, strength is closely allied with faith. In the symbology of the 12 disciples and the 12 qualities of mind that we are to develop, as Jesus encouraged the development in his closest followers, strength and faith are represented by the brothers Andrew and Peter. Peter must be the first of our qualities to be unfolded in a spiritual way, because without faith, there's no impetus to action and no foundation for a program of spiritual growth. Faith is also our innate ability to see the unseen, plus the desire to persist in order to bring forth. But faith has to be established in strength. The 2 brothers must grow together, both under the loving direction of our own Christ nature, the perfect human idea within us. Faith must continually be strengthened, and strength must be inspired to right action by spiritual faith. In a spiritual way, then, strength enables us to persist in prayer, to build a stronger and stronger faith in our spiritual nature and the activity of God through us, to do things that need to be done by us as part of becoming the 4th dimension person that our 12 powers, if they're spiritually developed, enable us to be. The person who depends on physical strength alone is constantly being challenged by others in the human thought, and eventually will be overcome by one who is stronger. Mental strength alone, pitted against the strong mind of another, may result in a test of wills, a human contest, with the same result. Only spiritual strength remains non-resistant, triumphant, regardless of the challenge. For the best results, both physical and mental strength must be rooted in the spiritual development of the strength faculty. Strength is a quality that we can trust and develop if we bring forth our God-given potential. It is to be brought forth along with the other 11 powers, but it must be basic in our growth. As you begin your development of this faculty represented by Andrew, declare quietly to yourself that through the will and the work of spirit within, my God-given potential of strength is developed and expressed easily and in divine order. Remember that strength is to be developed easily, not with tension and strain, but with a relaxed, trusting attitude. As with all the powers, strength is consciously awakened first in the intellectual nature and then developed through prayer and concentration to be a spiritual realization of oneness with the source of all strength. So as you sit there quietly, focus your attention on the crown of your head, which is your Christ center. And know that the Christ in you is quickening. And move the center of your attention to your forehead, which represents your conscious level of mind, and realize that you are consciously aware of the Christ, of God being quickened in you. Move your attention to your solar plexus, which represents your subconscious level of mind. And accept the awareness that the Christ of God is quickening in you. Next, focus your attention through your body at the small of your back. And ever so gently affirm in yourself that the Christ quickening in you, your disciple's strength from Andrew is quickening in you. Ephesians 6:10 says, I am strong in the Lord and the strength of his might. Hold firm and be grateful for the faculty strength from Andrew. Now when you feel comfortable, wiggle your fingers a little bit and bring your consciousness back to this room. When you feel comfortable, open your eyes slowly. And know that as you go through your week, God is everywhere present with you, and all is well. Amen.